Hello everyone, greetings of the day, and in today's lecture series I would like to discuss about the relevance and importance of service sectors. As you are aware of that our doctors are treating their patients in the hospitals due to this pandemics, COVID-19, and of course it's very important that we are very particular in the case of services, as doctors are giving 24-hour services nowadays and we are appreciating their efforts. So services are an important segment of any country. So how we can design and manage the services, this is important. So put a smile on the customer's face is a mantra of services, of course. Companies seek to develop a reputation for superior performance in on-time delivery, better and faster answering of inquiries, quicker resolution of complaints. This is important. Now, what is service? Service is any act or performance that one party can offer to another that is essentially intangible and does not result in the ownership of anything. The production may or may not tied to a physical product. Now, we have some categories of service mix which is very important, and the first is the pure tangible good. In this case, no service accompanies the product. Tangible goods with accompanying services is another area, like cars and computers. The more technologically sophisticated the generic product, the more dependent are its sales on the quality and availability of its accompanying customer service. If you are buying a car, obviously, after sales services given by the company is an important factor. So that relates with the technology plus the services. Another service mix area is this hybrid that consists of equal parts of goods and service. For example, if you are visiting to the restaurants, right, you are having a food plus service. That's we are calling the hybrid service. Major services with accompanies minor goods and services. It includes major service along with additional service or supporting goods. That's another area. Pure service, the offer consists primarily of a service. Only the service we are giving, no products are involved. And of course, these are the categories of service mix. Now there are certain characteristics of services and its marketing implication. The first characteristic is intangibility. Services cannot be seen, tasted, felt, heard, or smelled before they are bought. For example, in bank services, the marketing strategies will be, the first is place. Interiors, exterior should have clean lines, right? The layout of the desks and the traffic flow should be planned carefully. People, the second area. Sufficient number of employees to manage the workload also. It's important in the case of service of banking. Equipment, we need certain equipments also, like computers, copying machines, desks should be, and work symbols, right? The counter 1, counter 2, counter 3, cash counter, right? Draft counter. Okay, these are the name and symbol should suggest best service. And of course, if I'm talking about the price is also an important factor. Second area is inseparability. The services are typically produced and consumed simultaneously, right? That cannot be separately consumed, right? That's why it's inseparable. Third is variability, because they depend on who provides them and when and where they are provided. Services are highly variable. So how variability can be created? There are a number of areas. The first is investing in good hiring and training procedures. This is important in the case of services. Standardizing the service performance process throughout the organization. This is another area of concern. Monitoring customer satisfaction through suggestion and complaint systems, customer service, and comparison shopping. This is another area. So we have to be variable in the case of distinct services offered to the customers. Fourth one is the perishability. Services cannot be stored. The perishability of services is not a problem, right? Likewise, the tangible products. If I am talking about the perishability of apple, it's a perishable, right? When demand is steady, the service provider should have a better match between demand and supply also. So the strategy which have to be adopted are as follows. Especially on demand side, what should be the strategy in the case of services? First is differential pricing. It's important. Second is non-peak demand. Third, you have to give complementary services, add-on services to the customers. Fourth one is this reservation systems. That's on the demand side. You have to carry. On supply side, you have to go for this peak time employees. That's important. Peak time efficiency routines can be introduced. That's all another area. Increased consumer participation. This is another area. Shared services can be developed. Of course, you have to give some shared services. It's also important on the supply side when we are talking about these services. Then facilitations for future expansion also we can carry in this case of service providing to the consumers, to the customers. Now, marketing strategies for service firms are basically comprises of people, physical evidence, process, and the productivity, another P. As a result, marketing not only concentrates on internal and external marketing, but also on interactive marketing, So basically, service companies face three tasks, namely competitive differentiation, it's important, service quality, another concern, and of course the overall productivity, another area of concern in this case of basically services companies face three tasks, right? So question is how we can manage the differentiation, how the companies manages differences in services offering, faster and better delivery in the case of reliability, resilience and innovativeness, and improvement in image. That's the way that how the companies can manage the differentiation, this offering, faster and better delivery, reliability, resilience, innovativeness, and of course the image, another area. Second is managing service quality, customer matching the perceived service with expected service. They have certain perceived perception in their mind, and of course they are matching the perception with the service required from them. So there are certain gaps, which has to be filled between consumer expectations and marketing perception. We have to fill the gap. Okay. Management perception and service quality specialization, we have to fill the gap. Then service quality specifications and service delivery, we have to take care of. Then service delivery and external communication are important, and between perceived service and expected service, we have to find the gap also. If there is a gap, then we have to improve on another methodology of providing the better services as compared to our competitors. There are 5 determinants also we are having in this case of service quality. And the 5 determinants are the reliability, this dependability and accuracy. It's important, right? Second is responsiveness, willingness to help, right? You come up to willingness to help. You cannot be shy, right? In the case of services, right? Initiative, you, assurance, this maintain trust and confidence is important in this case of services. Empathy, individualized attention to the customers, right? We have to individualize to the customers, right? We have to involve to their conversation. We have to listen them carefully, right? We have to listen their problems carefully. After that, we can resolve their problems. This is important again. Tangibles, appearance of physical facilitations, equipment, etc., which I have already told you that in a banking services, you need a computer, you need a photocopier, right? You need a desk, you need counters, right? These are the physical appearances in terms of tangibility. An impression has basically grabbed by the customers while they are entering into the any premises of service provider. Okay. Now I would like to suggest some few tips to achieve well-managed service firm, that how you can well manage the service firm. The first important is that you have to strategically clear in your thoughts. Obviously, if you are not clear in your thoughts that what would you like to provide to your customers in the case of services, better and faster, quicker resolution of complaints, etc. This is important, right? Top management commitment through this service quality circle, it's important. Then high standards, you have to maintain the high standards also. Self-service technologies are there if you want to involve the technology also, right? There are many ways that how you can carry on the self-services technologies in this banking sector, that there is a deposit machine of the money which basically gives the ease to the depositor, right? Instead of standing in a queues, right? They have to deposit their money in the deposit machine. Nowadays, there's another area. Monitoring system is also important. That customer relationship management is important. Through customer relationship management, we have to monitor, right? This customer values, customer feedback also. This is important again. Satisfying customer complaints. Every time you should be vigilant, right? If complaints exist, immediately you have to rush and immediately you have to resolve the problem as soon as possible. This is another area in this case of service providing. Satisfying your employees also. That's important because customers are required certain services. If your employees are happy and if your employees are satisfied of yourself, then they can give the smile to others. This is important. If you are smiling, of course, that gives a positive energy, right? In the positive way, and customers will be delighted. So these are the areas of concern in the case of how we can design and manage the services. I hope you would understand my lecture. It's important. It's a high time now, right? We are in the process of preparing the online lectures also to our students, right? By which we are providing the better platform, and at their home they can stay at home and this have a accessibility of these lectures. Thank you so much for being with me. I would like to come up with another series shortly. Stay with me, stay at home, stay safe. Namaskar.